Chapter 5 Night Secrets. Tonight was the night Shot in the Dark 357 would be playing at Night Secrets. I wasn't exactly sure where it was downtown, so I drove around earlier today to see if I could find it. It was on the south side of town, in what used to be an old, abandoned, rundown factory, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. I wondered how they thought they would make any business out here. They did fix it up nice, though, with the outside being black, with a shiny exterior that reflected like a mirror around the entire building. Painted on the left corner of the front were the words Night Secrets, angled in a white ghostly script that dripped beneath each letter like wet paint from a paintbrush. I could not help but think how perfect the name was, as the whole place put off a secretive, seductive effect. Tonight would be their grand opening. No wonder Buddha seemed so excited. They were the band chosen for the grand opening. I rummaged through my closet looking for the perfect outfit. It would have to be black to match the theme of the club. That seems to be all I wear anymore anyways. Black. I settled for black jeans with a baby tee that sported SITD 357 in fluorescent green with my new Buddha hoodie. I straightened my hair, pulled money from my wallet along with my identification to place in my back pocket. Doing a quick turnaround in the mirror, satisfied, I headed to the club. Jameson met me at the bottom of the stairs, holding my keys. "Thank you, Jameson. Anytime, Miss Kara," he grinned. I smiled and kissed his cheek. "Don't wait up." Pulling into the club, I couldn't believe all the people surrounding the building. The parking lot was full, people lined up from the door of the club down to the street corner. It was going to take forever to get inside. I drove around in circles for 15 minutes before I finally found a parking space and pulled in, centering my car perfectly between two others. Turning off the Jeep, nervousness swarmed me. I wish Jared could have come. Jared had made plans to go to dinner with Russell, though, and he was going to try and stop in before the night was over. I anxiously looked around the parking lot, pausing on my rear-view mirror. Him. What is he doing here? Our eyes locked in my mirror. His eyes seemed to glow even brighter than before in the moonlight, and again, I could not bring myself to look away. He was beautiful. Demanding my eyes to blink, which took extreme effort, it was almost like being hypnotized by him. When I reopened my eyes, he was gone. I took a steadying breath, wondering if I imagined it, then departed from my car to wait in that dreadful line. There was a lot of excited chatter in the long line. Everyone was waiting in anticipation, not knowing what to expect once they got inside, and a lot of talk on how great it looked from the outside. I stood there listening in to a couple of girls, watching their reflections through the building. Feeling someone grab my arm, I turned sharply to see who it was, meeting dark eyes. "I am sorry. I thought you were my girlfriend." He was my height with long dark brown hair, a goatee, and silver hoops in his ears. His voice was deep, mysterious with an edge to it. "It is okay," I answered, eyes wide with surprise. After several seconds, he loosened his grip on my arm, looking around in search of his girlfriend. Watching him walk away, feeling bad he had lost her in this treacherous line, I noticed he kept glancing back at me, causing a bit of unease in my gut. Why does he keep looking at me? He already established I wasn't her. "Kara," I heard my name being called. I looked to see where Buddha was, already recognizing the Irish tone. "Hey, Buddha," I yelled back, raising my hand. "Aye. Come on, girl. You are coming with me." He grabbed my hand and led me inside. "Wait till you see this place. It is so grand," he said with enthusiasm. Following behind him, I realized I would probably follow Buddha to the ends of the earth, as long as he had his drums. We walked past a bouncer checking identification at the door. Very, very tall, an obvious well-built bodybuilder. His arms were huge, the muscles bulging from under the sleeves of his tee. He was wearing dark glasses, and I wondered how he could see in this darkness. He gave Buddha a nod as we passed by. "He didn't even ask to see my identification, Buddha," I whispered. "He would be a weird one." "I have not heard them speak much," Buddha whispered back. We walked through the main doors into an entryway, coming to a narrow hall, coat racks lining each side. There were several doors on either side of the hall after the coat racks, with tinted double glass doors at the end. That is where we were heading. Buddha opened the door and stood off to the side waiting for me to pass. I smiled at him. "Thank you. It is my pleasure." "Wait till you see this bloody place, Kara," I couldn't believe it. This place was beautiful. You would never know it was an old factory the way it looks now. As soon as you walked through the doors, you could hear music playing. A mild classic rock, not too loud yet not too low, you could not hear it at all. In the very front of the room, just past the doors, were a set of stairs leading to a circular bar. The bar was shiny and black and sat about 5 feet off the ground floor. The platform that surrounded the bar was big enough to have 5 people standing next to each other, with their arms outstretched, and was full of people. There were tables on the ground floor, all stationed to be able to see the stage that was off to the back. The floors were glossy black, with the words Night Secrets in the center, with the ghostly dripping effect as on the outside of the building. The stage, too, was black, with the white letters again against the back wall. This was just the ground level. As I looked up, there were 3 more levels of floors, all able to overlook the stage. It was almost like a cell block, without the cells. Each level had a railing to keep patrons from falling, and there were people hanging on them, looking down to the ground floor. Large screen televisions hung on the wall and from the ceiling, displaying the video to the song that was playing. I was in complete awe. It was beautiful, shiny, and new. It is amazing. I managed after realizing Buddha was staring at me. I told you. You are not going to believe this here place. It is pretty awesome, eh? I do not think there are words to describe it, Buddha. It must have cost a fortune. I am sure it did. I have not met the owner yet, but I hear he's pretty extravagant. I continued to look around. This place was just too amazing. I have never seen anything so amazing. Wow. Just wow. Buddha excused himself to go get sound checked. Wandering around like a kid in a candy store, wanting to see everything they had, I went up the first flight of stairs to the next level. The stairs were cement, but had black carpet lining them. At the top of the stairs, the walls were of that mirrored black like outside. A bar centered in the middle, in the shape of a horseshoe, and the floors were shaped in a half moon, with stairs at each end. There were several doors again off the back wall, and tables lined up in between the doors. Black stools lined the bar. Again, the bar was shiny black, and this time I could see that Night Secrets was engraved in the wood of the bar, which was stained black, the letters stained white, and a clear lacquer finish on top. Behind the bar were mirrors, and in front of the mirrors were shelves lined with liquor. The bartender here was built, much like the bouncer at the door. His hair was black, his skin was pale, and he too wore dark sunglasses. What was up with the sunglasses? How can they see? It is just as dark in here as it is outside. Weird. I heard Buddha hitting the drums and turned to peer over the railing, realizing I didn't need to look over the railing as the television screens that were hanging from the ceiling were actually so people could view the band while they played. It was almost like being right in front of him. That is how big the television was. I walked back down to the ground level, assuming that all the floors were going to be pretty much the same. I found a table off in the corner, but close enough to the stage that I could enjoy the band. I really wish Jared could have been here. "Can I get you anything to drink, miss?" I heard a soft, seductive voice asking. The waitress was wearing a black mini skirt, black tank top with Night Secrets on the front, black stockings, and black high heels. My first thought was, how could she work in that? "I will take a soda, please." Coming right up, she strutted away like she was a supermodel and wore those shoes every day on a runway. Ouch. A few minutes later, she returned carrying a pitcher of Pepsi in a glass. I didn't want a whole pitcher. "It is on the gentleman at the bar, dear." She pointed to a man in a dark suit. "He is the owner." She smiled when she said it. "Why is he buying me a drink?" I asked. She just smiled, and after pouring my drink into my glass, she walked away. I glanced up at the owner, who was leaning with one elbow planted on the bar. He too was wearing dark sunglasses. His jet black hair hung loosely around his face, curling at the ends where it landed in the middle of his back. Well muscled, you could see the thickness of his arms through his suit jacket. I couldn't really tell how tall he was from where I was sitting. He looked down at me and smiled. I smiled back, giving a small nod, and quickly looked away, starting to feel a little uncomfortable. Turning back to watch Buddha, I sipped my soda. Once the band started playing, I chanced looking up at where the owner was standing. Whoa, he is gone. A little, I looked around, once again having that weird feeling like someone was watching me. You are in a room full of people, Kara. Quit being ridiculous. Everyone is probably watching you. He is gone. Letting myself start to relax a little, I looked around, once again having that weird feeling like someone was watching me. You are in a room full of people, Kara. Quit being ridiculous. Everyone is probably watching you. Finishing my soda and deciding it was time for some pictures, I pulled out my camera so I could show Jared what he had missed. I started snapping pictures of all the levels, the band, the bar up front. Staring into my LCD screen, getting ready to snap a picture of the stairs, icy lapis blue eyes looked back at me. I watched into my camera, afraid to move. It was him. I slowly looked up to where he was standing, my heart fluttering at the sight of his beautiful figure. He smiled, moving towards me. Oh God, what do I do? In my fluster, I dropped my camera. Bending down to pick it up, a hand met mine. Looking up into those glowing blue eyes, I thought I was going to melt right there. We knelt, staring into each other's eyes for a few seconds. I couldn't move, look away, or say anything. The butterflies in my stomach were fluttering frantically. I felt the heat rise in my cheeks. I let my hand drop away from my camera when he started to stand up. He reached for my hand. I obligingly took it, letting him help me to an upright position. Hi, his voice was deep and serene, not like boys from school. It held a touch of mystery to it. I wanted to melt again. Ish, I cleared my throat. Hi. I kept my eyes locked on his, afraid to look anywhere else. I saw you at school. Why didn't you come back? We had a family emergency. It came out in a whisper. I am Channing. He smiled. Oh, that smile. His lips were perfect. I want to kiss those lips. I am Kira. His smile curved into a smirk. He shook his head. Realizing my own thoughts, I looked to the floor in embarrassment. It is nice to meet you, Kara. I smiled back. You too, Channing. So do you like this band? I saw you at Club Indigo when they were playing there too. Oh, yeah, they are my favorite. I have been following them for some time now. I just moved here a week before seeing you in school. My family and I move around a lot. We like it here, though, and may stay for a while. I couldn't get over his smile, or those eyes. I was so drawn to those eyes. Out of all the girls at this club, he was talking to me. I can't wait to tell Jared. Canada is nice. A bit cold at times, but all in all, it is nice. My voice was shaking. I was going to embarrass myself if I kept talking. We do not mind the cold. Actually, we prefer it. He smiled again. Just then, I heard my name. Kiara, this one is for you, my biggest fan. I turned, and Buddha was starting his drum solo. It was new. Did he write that just for me? I am touched. I turned back to Channing, but he was gone. Dang Buddha. You couldn't have timed that any better? I moved closer to the stage to get a picture of his solo. It was really good. I can't believe he dedicated this to me. Channing, huh? Wow. That is a nice name, Channing. I can't believe he was talking to me. He is so gorgeous. I couldn't help but to look around for him, wanting to know more about him, wanting to hear his voice again, and most of all, wanting to feel his lips on my own. Ah, those perfect lips. I was going to dream about Channing tonight. The band finished up, thanking Night Secrets for having them. Buddha took a short break before tearing down his equipment. Well, Kira, how did you like the new solo? It was great, Buddha. I was still glancing around for Channing. Just as a shiver rippled through my body, I saw the owner looking down at me. Why was he watching me? Buddha turned to see what I was looking at. Who is that? He asked, watching the man looking at us. That is the owner, I guess. The owner? He does not look so bad, Buddha said. Why do they all wear sunglasses, Buddha? It is weird. I won't be knowing that, Kira. Maybe they think they're cool. Maybe it is the style where they come from. From what I hear, the owner isn't from around here. I looked back up at the owner. He was still watching me. Another shiver ran through me. I was becoming extremely uneasy. I have to go, Buddha. Thanks for meeting me at the door and the new solo. It was great. Do you want me to walk you to your car, Kara? Buddha was sensing my uneasiness. No, that's okay. You have to clean up anyways. I will be okay. I said more for myself than him. Kira. Just be careful going home. I nodded, grabbing my things and heading for the door. I gave one last look up, and yes, he was still watching. There was something about him. He seemed familiar. I couldn't put my finger on it just yet, but I will. Chapter